Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Zatima. This is season 3, episodes 13 and 14, I believe. Yes. I apologize for being late. You're watching it now. You'll see the other ones in the morning. I appreciate you all for coming to this channel. Please like this video and also subscribe to my channel. And you can leave your comments below. But let's get into these episodes. All right, in these episodes, of course, we know that Zach has left jail. He is also with what's-his-face, Nathan, and Bryce. Bryce is driving, Zach is in the passenger side, and of course, Nathan is in the back. Of course, they're just grateful. He's grateful to be out and all this stuff. Bryce wants to talk, and Zach is like, oh. And Nathan's like, what's going on here? There's some weird energy. Nope. We're not talking about that. Zach is like, look, just take me to my car, because it's Bryce trying to really see if they're good. Zach still feels away, and Bryce does not know how to read the room. It's quite crazy. He's like, Bryce, just let off. Well, I'm the type of person, all you gotta do is tell me once, and maybe I'll come around in 6 years. No, not that long, but I mean, I'm gonna take a hint like, no, you don't want to talk about it right now. So just leave everything alone. On the other side of town, so Fatima's at her job, and of course she heard Angela almost like scream and holler or whatever, and then the phone goes dead. Fatima goes and calls the police. We get back over there, and Angela has let that guy back in. What has happened is that somehow we're seeing all sex footage of Angela, whomever she's been with, all that good stuff. It's all on this site. People are paying for it, and she's trying to figure out what the. Also, at the same time, the guy wants his phone back and he wants to leave, and she's like, no. So the police come at this point and end up tackling the guy. As far as the guy, that's basically over now. Angela needs to figure out what is going on, because no one knows what's up. At this point, Fatima comes over and she's trying to figure out what's going on. And did you hear that part when Angela called the baby that's cooking inside Zaquan? And Fatima's like, you can tell that there are some lines that they are coming up with on the cuff, if you can really tell. You should be able to tell sometimes, you know. Anyway, so she's telling her about all this stuff, and she just said, every sex partner, all I'm seeing. And then she's like, what are you going to do? Like, I don't know as of yet. Fatima offered her friends, the ones that we saw at the gym, to help out. She's like, well, not at the moment. So back on the other side of town, Zach and Nathan, they get in their cars or whatever. Not in their car. First, however it happened, I think Nate got to his car and then drove him to where Zach needed to go get his car. In the midst of all of that, Nathan tried to bring Fatima down, and how she was just going to let him sit in jail, And Zach looked at him like, look, he said, old bad habits. I said, when we get into the episode a little bit more, I feel like there is this competition that Nathan has towards everyone. For whatever reason, he wants to be Zach's number one. Nathan asked another question. Since he's such this good friend and knows him so well, he says, are you cool enough as far as going back to the house? Like you're not going to hit Fatima? And Zach said, look, I got enough control and all of that. If you know your friend so much, why would you need to ask your friend that? You're too busy acting like, oh, well, he's in jail. I know how that feels. You can know how that feels, but you act like you know him. You know? It's like, I'll never just doubt the type of relationship you have had, Nathan, but it's almost like you know everything about him, like he's your soulmate. But Zach don't commit to you being his soulmate. You don't know as much as you think you do. So, I don't know. And also, I don't understand why you're so cool that Zach beat you up. It's just like, oh, at least Zach, I'm back on the good side of Zach. It don't matter what Zach did to me. That's a little bit interesting to me. So later on, they get over to the project. Zach confronts Connie and Tony about them not helping and all that. He don't like that. Connie was like, I don't know what you expected me to do. And then Nathan looking all proud, like, because he came through. It's not even that. Connie's like, you need to go apologize to your brother. And he's not trying to hear all that. It's like, you really need to, because you could be facing some other charges if he wanted to. You know how your brother is. You need to make cool with that. Whatever. He's just trying to stick to his whatever. It was just, you're not even thinking rationally still. We don't even know how calm you really are at this moment, just as Nathan was trying to prove. Whatever. So, at this point, Zach goes home. Angela's starting to question different ones about who could have done this. I don't know if it's in this episode or next episode. But Angela is just calling. She spoke to her old partner that she has called Humphrey. And she's just going off, and he's like, I didn't do any of this. When she finally calms down and not accusing him of anything, Humphrey's ready to go. Then, what happened? Oh, Bryce comes over. Bryce said, he got this alert that the police are there. And Angela's like, how you having an alert and all this stuff that's on this house? And he said, well, you had me put in a bunch of notifications and cameras up in here. So now she's about to cross-examine him. Now back at the Taylors, Zach is approaching the house. When he gets inside, he sees a woman and this man in an embrace. The woman has the same hairstyle as Fatima. And he goes to break that up and slides him over, pushes him over, the dude over, and we find out that that's actually Fatima's friend, Leslie. And her husband, Malachi. It's a mess. So, just to go back with Zach and Leslie and Malachi, of course, Zach is questioning what's going on. We're Fatima's friends, da-da-da-da-da. She's staying here. We just kind of got a little kinky and all that good stuff. Zach apologizes, and then he says he's going upstairs. Angela now is grilling Bryce. Bryce is saying kind of things to make it look like it really was him that did this, but somehow later on in the episode, Bryce says that he got this cryptic email and he knew that someone was in one of his accounts. He didn't know which one it was, and then he finally figured out this is where they probably went to, and that's who's probably stealing all of this footage. Of course, Angela's upset and tells Bryce to get out. Bryce is one screw up person. But I don't know. It's quite crazy. So Zach, he already went to the shower or whatever. Fatima comes home, and then she's trying to figure out what in the world is going on around here. She said, well, what happened was that we were kind of getting a little kinky, and we started going in, and then your man Zach came. It's like, okay, so they're going to clean up whatever they messed up, and she's going to go upstairs. First, there's a lot of silence, and there's a lot of looks. And Zach was like, you really were just going to leave me up in there after you knew that Jeremiah was alive? Yeah. They're going back and forth. Fatima's like, they can hear you downstairs. I don't know who was genius not to have a door up here. And really, Zach was like, I really don't care. You're like, this is still our house or whatever. And what are they doing here? They came by here. They didn't even know. This is before I knew that you had gotten out and all that good stuff. At the moment, they just tabled it. They're not going to discuss it no more. You don't want to be treated like a child and all that, but you're acting like a child. All that stuff goes together. So, whatever. Fatima goes downstairs. Zach gets ready so he can talk to the guests. He's talking with Malachi, but he's really skeptical. Of course, Malachi's reading all his body language. Zach's like, you want to ask questions, but I know that you already checked me out if you're an FBI agent. I'm like, yeah, da-da-da-da-da. Zach is still very suspicious of that. And it's very weird that an FBI agent needs to stay with somebody. And at least you would have had your own hotel. That's just personally like, what the crap? And then, let me see. So they sit down to have dinner, and we get to know a little bit more about Leslie's relationship with Zatima and Malachi. We find out that Malachi and Zatima used to go together. Malachi cheated with Leslie, and one thing led to another, and now they're together, husband and wife. She went overseas into the military. I was like, this is so crazy. But beforehand, Leslie did try to warn Zatima about, are you sure about this dude? Because it looked like he could go off the handle at any point. And of course, Zatima said, that's my man. I know him. He's not going to do this, da, 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 da. So as dinner was progressing, Leslie was like, Malachi, he's still kind of hung up on Zatima. He has had me, he made me change my hair to yours, da, 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 da. He wasn't even at the gym. How do you know about your hair? First, it was just straight down. You know how Zatima usually has it, straight parted in the middle with the blonde and a little bit of the black. It's given quite single white female. But anyways, they said that Zatima and Malachi were just recently caught cheating somewhere. Leslie brought out this phone of Zatima and Malachi laying up somewhere, coupled up. And she's saying, you were just with him, blah, 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 blah. We caught you at the hotel. And Zach was looking like, and Fatima was like, that's enough. Yeah. How Zach's reaction was told me that he's not that pressed. Meaning that he probably thinks that this is a ruse. Like, Leslie's been wanted to know if Zach would blow a gasket. And I think that's what's really going on, but I guess we'll find out pretty soon as to what's happening. But I don't know. It seems a little bit strange that this is just popping up like it is right now. But y'all can let me know in the comments. That was the end of the episodes. I think next week, or this coming up week, there's some stuff I'm glad that is happening. So, we shall see. But thank you for anyone that's listening right now. Again, we'll have more episodes in the morning. Until then, like this video, subscribe, and leave your comments. Peace.